Mike Pinero. Let me call Mike V. Mike V. He's going to give me a tour of his office. Mike V is the CEO of Rockwood Investment Group here in Miami. Make sure you follow him. We're going to go check out his office now. Let's take a look.
Being a business owner, dude, you gotta push
You gotta
yourself.
bring it every day.
Yeah,
There's like really no days off, and sometimes your people in the office, they're not gonna be feeling it. They're gonna be having a bad day. And you know, one of the weird things, like, and I'm sure you probably experienced this, I come into the office freaking fired up. I'm ready to take down the world. Like, I'm gonna close me a big deal myself. Whether you in the office are gonna close a deal or not, I don't know for sure. But I'm coming in to close the deal.
Right.
I come in with this energy, and I want people to have that energy with me. And sometimes they just don't.
Yeah.
And that's the difference when you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner. You have to realize is that you're going to be the fire. You're going to be the igniter of the flame in your office. And you know, one thing that's for sure is that it seems like you have a really good team here. You know, you got to have people that can back you up,
Correct.
and be there with you,
Correct.
and also be another fire for you that can go in there and light up the office. And I'm a big believer in leadership and developing leadership. You know, one of my mottos is we want to develop leaders in the real estate industry. It's one of our missions, because if we're gonna grow and be a serious business for the long haul, we have to have a mission that has meaning.
Correct.
You know, and so
yeah, it's got to be outside of just contracts and paperwork and wholesaling and money, because you know, I think money can be your number one accelerator, but it can be your biggest break, because you know, there's people that can manage money very well, and you know, knowing that it's over there, they can chase it forever. And then they stay up. You know, I know people that are just, they're up and they're high on the rush of going and get it. But then there's other people, which is, I would say most of us, they use it and they cripple themselves because of it. And then I try to tell people, like, guys, look, if you stick to doing the fundamentals and you do them long enough, the money will follow. But then they do them for 3 months and they go, oh, this doesn't work. I don't got any money. And then you're like, dude, this is 3 months, you know? How long did it take you to walk, my friend?
And that's why one of the reasons why I'm never, for that point, I'm never afraid to teach anyone that comes in and works in my office everything that I know.
Right.
Because I already know that like 99.9% of them will never take all this knowledge and put it to use. Most people won't do that. They won't do the things that it takes. And sometimes those people that you're teaching that leave, they do need the inspiration and the fire.
Correct.
They need somebody. You said earlier, we talked about accountability. Some people, they need to be held accountable every day. I know that I do. I've just had to revert to holding myself accountable. I've realized that sometimes there's just nobody out there, you know, hitting me, you know, tapping me on the shoulder, hey, Craig, you gotta get your ass to work. I realize my inspiration when I wake up is to make sure that the people that are in my office, I know that they need to eat, and they're probably relying on my leadership today to come in and kick them in the ass, or the leadership team to do the same. And then who's doing that for the leaders? Who's holding the leaders accountable? So in our roles, we have similar roles in our offices, we have to hold our leadership team accountable.
Correct, which that to me has been probably this last 6 to 7 months have been probably my biggest mental shift, because I found myself, like anybody, right? You found myself in this place of weakness, wondering, damn, am I a good leader, or am I just a freaking train? You know, do I know how to be a train and just keep going and destroy everything around me? As long as I make it, I'm happy. Or, you know, am I struggling having the leadership? And then sometimes I instill my own way of thinking and I try to put it in people, so then I don't empathize as well sometimes. And they'll be like, hey, I need this. And I'm just like, snap out of that shit. Let's get to fucking work and just keep moving. And then they're like, nah, man, that's not what I need right now, you know? I need you to listen. And you're just like, I don't care, I don't understand, I don't know why people do it. I keep struggling. And then you're kind of like, whoa, man, maybe that's what they needed for that moment. So now
the leader recognizes that.
Correct.
Awareness, man, is I think everything,
man.
Because I the other day I remember going into the office, I was so intense and I saw something I didn't like, and I had that look on my face, and people know when they see the look, it's like, let's not talk to him right now. And it's having this expectation for people to think the way that I'm thinking, to see the way that I'm seeing. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that people aren't always going to see the way that it's a reason maybe why we're the CEO. And we're also kind of sitting at a certain amount of feet above ground looking at the bigger picture sometimes. And it's important, I think, to in a sense level up and be more aware of, what does this person need for today? And maybe it's just for today. They might just need something for today, or for this hour, or for this lunch break.
Correct. It might be 20 minutes.
They might just need to listen. They may need us to just listen to them.
Correct.
And hear them out, and then they'll get through it and get over it, and we kick them back in the ass and get back to work, right?
So that's been a huge thing for me these last couple of months, because obviously running 2 companies at the same time. Yeah. You have people pulling you all the way. Like, people always joke around, once Mike walks in, it's Mike. Like, we play around with it, like, what's that, Finding Nemo?
Yeah. I get texts sometimes from some of my agents, hey, bro, you're not communicating with me. I called you, I text, and I'm in a meeting, I'm like, hey, just relax for a minute, man. I'll get to you. But if I'm never ignoring. I'm always answering the phone to anybody in my office, because if it's business, I'm on it. But sometimes I just can't at that moment.
Yeah. No, it just happened while we were in lunch. Yeah. I walked in. Hey, dude, we've been here doing stuff. Where you at?
Where the hell? Yeah.
I'm in a meeting with somebody. So I get it. But yeah, that's been a big thing. And look, man, I think we're always in different phases of life, and I think in the phase I am right now is more of a leadership phase and learning how to empathize and sympathize with people and really understand people from another point of view. So it's almost like made me become something different. The cool thing I like is that I'm always constantly changing. I'm not against change, and growth is very important to me. So I get frustrated just like anyone else will. I get pissed off just like anyone else. I get negative just like everybody else. But I stay there very, very short.
I
snap out as fast as possible.
I think really good leaders know how to snap out of a funk when they get into a mental funk.
Correct.
I think everyone. I know everyone does go into a mental funk. I think the best leaders, the most successful ones, it's the time they spend in the funk is the shortest amount of time.
Correct.
They can switch. They realize, okay, they caught themselves, they catch themselves quick, they make the turn, they shift, and they correct course. Yeah.
No, it's funny because look, last year November, I tell you, I got into the rehabbing, I went a little crazy, and I ended up buying 9 properties in 2 months. Because I had this guy that tells me, hey, I got the rehab crews, I got construction, we're gonna open up a warehouse. I have connections with all these. I had the connections with plywood and sheetrock, and we were like, all right, we're gonna buy everything in volume. We'll have it in our warehouse, so then we get everything cheaper. So I just start buying, right? And this is all my capital, and he was doing the private loans. So he was the lender, and I was like, this is a perfect deal. You get me the loans at 90%, I'll put the 10%, I'll put the rehabs. Month and a half in, I find out this is all smoky mirrors, and I'm left with 9 properties over maybe like $600,000 liquid in properties. I have no idea how I'm gonna do 9 properties in rehabbing, and
property management.
I tell these people, I'm like, dude, I think the average person would have gone crazy and been like, I'm out of this business, dude. Screw this shit. I'm done. I don't want this anymore.
Stress, man. I know.
And I remember one day I sat there and I'm like, all right, Mike, how am I gonna solve this? All right, one by one, right? It is what it is. If I don't make profits in the last deal, I'm okay. I'll make profits in the first deals. Which one's gonna be my highest priority? Fastest, quickest. Okay, let's knock that one out. Great, that one's done. Okay, this is long. Let's start this one now because that one won't end up being done until 6 months from now. All right, let's find another crew to knock this one out fast. Okay, let's just wholesale this one. I don't care. If I make no money, I'm good. I wholesaled one of them. All right, this one, I don't really want to get into this rehab. I'll wholesale, and just one by one. I still got like 3 of them that are stuck with me, but I realized, like, I was sitting down one day, I'm like, dude, I don't think the average human being would have taken that. They would have been like, this guy is crazy. What are you talking about, dude? Just sell everything. Who gives a shit? Like, go.
But it is crazy. That's the crazy that's starting a business from nothing.
Correct.
And having enough courage and faith and believing in yourself and believing in your abilities and having enough faith to take the step and then do it.
Correct.
And get it done. It takes that kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To do what you did.
Yeah. You got to be a little crazy.
Yeah, so it is crazy. You are crazy, Mike. Still.
Yeah, I'm crazy, Mike.
20 years later.
Better version.
Yeah, entrepreneurial version of crazy Mike. Thank God for that. Well, I know we got to wrap up. Any last words? Words of wisdom or keys to success you'd like to share with those that we're going to end up sharing? This is a cool really cool conversation we're having here. We get to share this with your followers and mine.
No, man, I think, we gave great content. I think anybody that's listening to this story, because to be honest with you, this was like a random thing that we were going to talk about. I think great information has been given, but, try to listen to the story and get ideas from it. Not just talk about what we went through or what he's gone through or what I've gone through. Look at more like who was the person going through the process. Like, man, look how he said that this took place and this is how he thought about it. Because the reality is, I think, we can honestly achieve anything, right? I think it's doable to achieve anything. It is going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency, and don't get caught up with the immediate failures. When you're looking at something from a bigger scale, it doesn't matter if you failed 500 times. That's not part. Your goal is to win. So if your goal is to win, then that failure wasn't part of your victory, and that failure wasn't, just learn from it, go to the next one, because this is the end result. So, when we're sharing our story, none of us are talking about, hey, our life was awesome and our success was awesome and all our people were awesome and we had the, easy ride up. No, we're both sharing the exact same struggles in two different times and two different, practically markets. He's up north, I'm down south, in the same industry, but we're still going through the same things. And then there's 1,000 other people doing it, but they just quit. And I think what makes us different is we just keep going.
Keep it going.
Okay, another failure, put it to the side, write the lessons, what you shouldn't do next time. And even if you repeat the same thing, man, jot it down and learn again. Okay, cool, I got that, won't do that again. Think about that one twice. All right, let's get back to work. Because it's true what you say. It does take a little bit of insanity in order to really take it to the top. When you meet certain people, you think, yeah, these guys are a little bit crazy. I don't even know if I can do what he's doing,
That's right. Mike V, tell the camera where you can be reached, how they can connect with you on social media, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so you can either go to our Instagram, Rockwood Investment Group, or you can go to my direct one, Mike Venereo. That's how say it. So if you ever call me, just call me Mike Venereo. Not just kidding. But Mike V. But you can go to Mike Venereo, or we have an office over here in downtown. If you are in the area or you're local, I'll be more than happy to let you guys into the office, get to see what we're doing. Maybe we can work together. But I think those are the easiest ones that we can get in connection with.
Awesome, man. Mike V. It's been real, bro.
Hey, it was a pleasure, man, to be honest with you.
So it was so cool linking up with Mike V today because, I met him 3 years ago and he just started his business completely broke. He hadn't even done his first deal. And, I just somehow got disconnected with him. He had a breakup in his partnership and he kind of went on his own and he stayed in Miami. I'm up in the Fort Lauderdale area. I had already been a little bit established already at that point when I met him. And we just never linked up, and he's been following me on Instagram, and he said, he wanted us to link up and meet to maybe put together a mastermind group. And I was so pleasantly surprised to see that he went from no business to doing 70 deals a year. And he also opened up a title company. He opened up a private lending institution. And it was just really impressive to see his growth in just 3 years, to go from broke, doing no deals, to doing 70 deals a year. It's just so impressive what you could get done with a lot of hard work and with just the grind mindset. He has such good high energy, but he's got that grind mindset, that mindset of just hard work, do whatever it takes to get the job done, goes from failure to failure to failure, just like any entrepreneur would first starting out their business. It's so tough in the first couple of years, and it was really cool to see someone that's pretty local to me in a similar industry as mine that's so successful in just the first couple of years. I was really glad to link up with him today, and it looks like we're going to do a mastermind group with like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs, success-minded individuals that all have common goals in mind to help each other in the business. He's partnered up with an attorney, and I'm going to bring in some of my JV partners and put together a cool mastermind with them. It should be really interesting. So it was an awesome time. I had an awesome time today.